So it's your last day of CSW, and you spent a week here, and I want to know what you've learned and how it was and so forth.
Yeah, this week has been absolutely incredible. I've learned so much. A lot of that's been logistical and statistics and facts and figures, best practices, stuff like that. But what I'll come away with this week from are just personal connections. I've met so many incredible and inspiring women, and to hear the work that they've done and that will continue to do everywhere from, Rwanda to Russia to Latin America, everywhere. It's really been inspirational. So many times when you do women's rights work, I feel like it's easy just to be like, oh, I'm not getting anywhere. But just to see all these people so passionate, that's a lesson in and of itself. I loved it. I'll be back. Thanks.
Today was your last day at CSW, so I want you to tell me a little bit about your experience and what you learned here.
I was able to attend sessions given by NGOs and representatives from all over the world and different regions, and it was really interesting to me to see that everyone articulates human rights in sort of the same way, and they're all kind of struggling with some of the same problems, with access to education and equal employment opportunities, and then women's and girls' health. And it was interesting to see a lot of the different countries that have ratified human rights treaties that the United States hasn't ratified, but how they're still sort of struggling to achieve the rights that they've all agreed to within the conventions. So that was interesting, just to see that everyone is kind of in the same boat, no matter where they are.
So today's your last day at CSW. We're in the airport. So reflect to me what you've learned so far on this trip and so forth.
Well, I really enjoyed the whole week at CSW. I got to learn a lot about the research topic that I ended up bringing here on sex trafficking and human trafficking. So what I'm most excited about is taking back the information that I've learned and implementing it into some type of program or continuing my research with sex trafficking. Because I got to attend a lot of panels and meet a lot of great experts in the issue, that's what I'm most excited about, is bringing that knowledge back to North Carolina and expanding upon it further.
So it's the last day of CSW and we're in the airport, so tell me about your reflections about the week and what you learned.
Well, I think that the biggest thing that I really learned was how linked local and global issues are, and it was really amazing for me to be able to finally link what I had been learning in my classes to in a practical sense, and to really hear from women from all over the world who are talking about their human rights issues, human rights violations against women, and to realize the power of addressing these issues through a unified human rights framework. And so I feel like I'm much closer to these issues, having had experiences actually hearing from women who I read about a lot, but it's very different to actually be participating in sessions with them and try to come to some conclusions and action steps together. So that is basically what I learned. But I think one thing that I'll be taking back with me is I've learned a lot about sort of how contentious really sexual and reproductive rights are, and I knew that, but didn't really know it until being at this conference to see that polarization in person. So I think that's something I'll take back to North Carolina and really share with people to raise awareness about that and to continue fostering dialogue.